Communism. Prophecies and Revelations given to Luz de Maria. The Blessed Virgin Mary Speaks. February 29, 2020. Look at the advance of communism and the oppression to which peoples that do not declare themselves openly communist are being subjected. Oppression in favor of a single government, a single religion, a single currency, a single teaching in favor of the death of the body and the soul. 21 May 2018. Pray, my children, small countries are suffering the harshness, the rigor and the hostility of communism. The latter is rising stealthily. 1 February 2018. At this instant social, political, alimentary and religious convulsion in various countries is imminent. Terrorism, together with communism, have set out to destabilize humanity and to strike in one place and another. This action will be so often that my children will not feel secure anywhere. Heaven is sending signals and signs at this instant and humanity is not profiting from them, this being at the same time part of the devil's plan to keep you in ignorance. January 20, 2018. Communism lies in wait, disguised as good, taking power at this instant. January 22, 2017. Communism has not been defeated, but has spread its power of armament throughout the world and holds greater dominion than humanity thinks. March 21, 2015. The hierarchy of my son's church has failed to consecrate Russia to my Immaculate Heart, and at this instant when humanity is invaded by evil, this disobedience has opened the doors even more for communism to invade the majority of the countries where it has already dominated my children's minds with its ideologies. Anyone who says he loves me cannot be in communion with communism. Anyone who loves me and loves my son in spirit and truth resists that false ideology which brings death for humanity, for my son's people, along with it. February 23, 2015. You were waiting for the advancement of communism as a sign, and yet at this instant there are so many communist countries and the people are not even aware of this. But the rulers with communist ideas transform the innocent people into followers of this great scourge. October 13, 2014. I have warned you so many times regarding communism and my children continue to open the doors to communism. When it awakens completely and pounces against its own people without disguise, it will be too late to eradicate this great evil that you have allowed to continue alive. September 21, 2014. Pray and be active creatures giving testimony of the love of my Son, who wishes it be shown with a living testimony of fraternal love, alerting all human creatures of the great tentacles of the Antichrist which are upon humanity. And how he is soon to become a public figure. But before this happens, my son's people are already suffering because of the tentacles of the Antichrist, one of these great tentacles being communism, which as a great flogging of humankind has silently penetrated and has formed satellites using small countries by providing them with aid and thus silently infiltrating itself. This force, which takes hold of man's thinking, that flogs man's will, and conditions his actions and his doings, has deceived my children and will subdue a majority of the peoples, driving them to enslave themselves in the spirit, so they will say no to my Son and subject themselves to the power and the domination that communism exerts guided by evil. Nuclear energy is the great cane of this generation, but communism is also a strong tentacle of the Antichrist. In just instants, nuclear energy can produce devastation and cause great harm to humankind, but you have been lax regarding communism and you have allowed it to advance furtively and exert control over the peoples in order for men to give themselves to the false gods that communism presents to them that abound in all of humankind. August 17, 2014. Children, you close your eyes to communism and it will flog you and will flog you with all the power that man himself has given it. The dragon has awakened and man has yet to recognize him. May 16, 2014. Remain attentive, for communism is already advanced, already covered and already took the unwary from where it will be able to attack those it takes as its target. 5 March 2014. Do not expect the appearance of the Antichrist before you. Look at his work and his acts in your midst, especially that of his powerful arm, communism. February 23, 2014. Communism has resurfaced strongly and has seized the nations without my children being conscious of it. They have ceded the government to communism, and the government in its desire for power, will lead you to suffer still more. January 31, 2014. Do not forget, communism is seizing power in small countries with the end of seizing the greatest number of countries possible. Be conscious that this is a great arm of the Antichrist. 12 April 2014. A greater number of small countries will soon be subjected by communism, which silently advances, forming a single front that will go against humanity, causing pain. November 16, 2013. My beloved, communism expands its clutches and with its chains subjects the small nations. It rises without being seen and has become a great power that will bring desolation to those who are mine. 4 November 2013. Remain alert, do not be careless. Communism stalks all of humanity. It exercises power in small countries and towns, growing and stealthily taking over so as not to be totally discovered, and in this way it grows, that scourge of the end times, grows. That arm and simultaneously part of the head of the Antichrist, it is seizing all of humanity and will cause great pain and confrontations among my children. October 29, 2013. My beloved, pray for those countries in which their rulers oppress their peoples with the rod of communism that like a roaring lion, charges against the humble and simple. October 16, 2013. My beloved, my son's people, in this instant communism has ceased to be a shadow and has become a dragon that will soon breathe its fire over humanity, causing great havoc. Do not ignore how that dragon uncoils, so much, that it will invade nations and subject the people to itself. 2 October 2013. Behind the back of the majority of humanity, actions that you are ignorant of are hidden, actions of the powerful who seek to usurp power in all nations and dominate all nations. In front of a military action, communism will rise as never before, and my children will suffer as they have never before suffered. July 22, 2013. Beloved children of my Immaculate Heart, evil rises with great power. Communism has underhandedly prepared and mentally predisposed its peoples for a hard and cruel fight. June 23, 2013. Communism has grown in strength, it expands stealthily disguised as goodness and false equity, becoming the scourge of the weak nations and tainting without being felt, enchaining without the chains being felt.